Have you ever, like, wished learning could be more like, stepping into one of those hyper-realistic simulations?
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine mastering a new skill, not from a textbook, but by actually experiencing it, firsthand. Consequences and all in a virtual world.
It's not just about fancy graphics, though.
Right,
It's
exactly.
about AI learning to interact with the world in a much deeper way.
It's like giving I don't know, hands, or better yet, giving it the ability to learn by doing, much like we do.
Exactly.
And we've got some really cool insights from this report about how this is all playing out. It even dives into the work of AI pioneer Fei Lai,
Oh, wow.
the one who taught AI to see.
Right.
There's a video of her on YouTube, a real must-watch.
Her work has been foundational to this field. She recognized early on that for AI to reach its full potential, it needs to understand the physical world, not just analyze data in a vacuum.
And that's exactly what spatial AI is all about, right?
Yes.
But before we get too far ahead, I think it would be helpful to understand how we even got here. I mean, AI went from like recommending videos to composing music practically overnight.
Right.
What was the turning point?
It's a fascinating evolution. Think about those early spam filters.
Yeah.
They were great examples of what we call predictive AI. They'd analyze your emails and predict, based on certain patterns, whether a message was junk.
Is this email going to give my computer a virus, or is it just trying to sell me another pair of shoes I don't need?
Precisely.
Huh.
But the real game changer came with the rise of generative AI. Instead of simply analyzing existing data, generative AI can create entirely new content. Images, music, even realistic simulations of the real world.
So instead of Netflix just recommending shows based on what you've already watched,
Right.
generative AI allows them to create entirely new shows based on what they think you'll enjoy.
Exactly. It's a completely different ballgame. Generative AI uses complex algorithms, things like generative adversarial networks, or GANs for short.
Okay.
Imagine two AIs battling it out. One trying to create something new, the other acting as a judge, pushing the first one to be more and more realistic.
Okay, let's unpack this a little. It's like one AI is the artist and the other is the art critic, constantly pushing for that masterpiece.
Yes.
That's incredible. So this ability to actually create is what makes those hyper-realistic simulations possible. It's like AI graduated from art school.
Exactly. And this is where spatial AI comes in. It takes that creative power of generative AI and throws it into the real world, literally.
Hmm.
Instead of just generating a picture of a ball rolling, spatial AI can generate a virtual environment where that ball exists in 3 dimensions and interacts with the environment realistically, including the element of time, which makes it 4D.
Hold on. 4D.
Yeah.
You're going to have to explain that one.
Think of it this way. Imagine you're watching a security camera.
Okay.
You see a flat 2-dimensional image of a room, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine a film editor looking at footage from that same camera.
Right.
They see how every object in that room moves and changes over time,
Right.
creating a story that unfolds. That's
Yeah.
the power of 4D.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like AI is no longer just seeing the snapshot, it's seeing the whole movie, understanding how everything interacts and changes over time.
Exactly.
So it's not just about creating a realistic looking world, it's about creating a world that behaves realistically too.
Exactly. Spatial AI systems can understand spatial relationships, predict how objects will move, and even anticipate potential problems before they happen. It's like AI finally getting off the sidelines and into the game, becoming an active participant in the physical world.
So we're talking robots that can navigate a busy warehouse, self-driving cars that can react to a sudden downpour, and, to bring it back to our theme, simulations so real you'd swear you were actually there.
Precisely. And the applications in education are incredibly exciting. The report we're looking at highlights a company, EON Reality, that's already putting this technology into practice.
Yeah. They're the ones creating those immersive learning platforms, right? It's like they're building the metaverse one simulation at a time.
In a way, yes. Their mission is to leverage spatial AI to make knowledge accessible and affordable for everyone. They've developed a range of tools like the AI Skills Simulator, which lets you learn hands-on skills in a risk-free environment.
So instead of just reading about how to fix a car engine, you can actually take it apart and put it back together a million times without worrying about breaking anything in real life.
Exactly.
That's something I could definitely use.
And with the help of AI-driven avatars acting as virtual tutors, you get personalized guidance every step of the way. Imagine having a world-renowned surgeon guiding you through a virtual surgery, providing feedback, and adjusting the level of difficulty based on your performance.
Now, that's what I call personalized learning. But are people actually learning better using these tools? It sounds amazing in theory, but does it live up to the hype?
The results are incredibly promising. The report actually highlights a few compelling case studies. For instance, vocational training institutes in India use the AI skill simulator to teach students how to operate complex machinery.
Okay.
They saw a 40% increase in skill proficiency compared to traditional methods.
Wow, 40%. That's a game changer, especially in a field where hands-on experience is so crucial.
And it's not just about technical skills. Think about the medical field. The report mentions a case in South Africa where medical students used VR to practice surgeries. They worked with incredibly detailed anatomical models and received real-time feedback from the AI. Students felt more prepared for clinical rotations, and their surgical techniques significantly improved.
It's incredible to think that something as complex as surgery could be taught so effectively in a virtual environment.
It really
It
is.
really speaks to the power of this technology.
It really does. And it's not just about replicating the technical skills, it's about the confidence building aspect as well. Imagine being able to practice those critical procedures over and over again without the fear of making a mistake on a real patient. It allows for a level of experimentation and mastery that simply wouldn't be possible in the real world.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like having unlimited do-overs, which can be incredibly freeing when you're trying to master something new, especially something as high stakes as surgery. But what about applications outside of these specialized fields? Does spatial AI have something to offer those of us who aren't training to be surgeons or engineers?
Absolutely. Remember how we talked about AI being able to guide you through real-world tasks? The report gave a fascinating example of how this is already being used. Automotive plants in Germany are using EON Reality's augmented reality support agent to help their technicians work on complex machinery.
You mean those AR glasses we keep hearing about? Are they actually being used in the real world now?
They are. The technicians wear these AR glasses, and the AI system can actually see what they're seeing. It can then provide real-time guidance, like step-by-step instructions overlaid right onto the equipment.
Wow.
They even have a feature where it can translate instructions on the fly for their multilingual workforce.
Wow. So no more struggling with those poorly translated instruction manuals. That's a game changer in itself. What kind of impact did they see from using this technology?
They saw a significant reduction in downtime, faster training for new employees, and of course, cost savings from not having to fly in specialists as often.
Wow.
It's a perfect example of how spatial AI can be used to enhance productivity and efficiency in a real-world setting.
It's incredible how this technology has gone from a futuristic concept to something that's already making a real difference in people's lives.
And this is really just the tip of the iceberg. As spatial AI technology continues to evolve, the possibilities for education training and countless other fields are practically limitless.
So for someone listening to this deep dive who's maybe feeling a little overwhelmed by all of this, what's the key takeaway?
The key takeaway here is that spatial AI has the potential to fundamentally change the way we learn and interact with the world around us. Whether you're a student, a professional looking to upskill, or just someone who's curious about the future of technology, spatial AI is something you should definitely have on your radar.
I completely agree. It's an exciting time to be a learner, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. If you could learn anything, and I mean anything, in a hyper-realistic AI-powered simulation, what would it be? Dream big, because with spatial AI, the sky's the limit.